Villareal versus Manchester City preview. In my personal opinion, I think we've got to win this game because after this game in the Champions League, we've got Dortmund and Leverkusen, and then we've got Real Madrid. We don't want to be getting into the situation where we've got to go to the Bernabeu and win to have a chance of getting in the top 8. Because I think if we have to go to the Bernabeu and win, I think we won't win, to be honest, because most of the time when we've gone to Madrid over the past few years, it's either been a draw or we've got beat. But the one where we drew 3-3, you could argue we could have won that game. But the one last year we got battered absolutely comfortably and we were very well deservedly beaten. But Villareal, they've not been like that good this season, but they're in 3rd place in La Liga and they haven't lost a game at home this season. So they are pretty tricky to beat at home, and it is at home for them tomorrow, and it's not going to be an easy task to go there and win. But I think we've got to win this game, in my opinion. It's not going to be easy. Because if we go 2 wins without a win in the Champions League, in the group stage you could sort of afford to do that, because you could say lose 2 and then win your remaining 4 and then you'd go through. More than likely anyway, depending on how else the teams around you in your group got on. But I think we've got to win, because if we don't win, I think our chances of getting top 8 are slim, because teams that are like around us in the table could put a bit of a gap there. So we could go like about maybe 5 points behind like Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, those teams that are on 6 points in the league phase. We've got to win this game, in my personal opinion. If we'd have beat Monaco, then a draw in this game wouldn't be too bad. But because we haven't beat Monaco, I think we've got to win this game. Because if we don't win this game, then that's when the pressure increases for the remaining league phase games. Not only to get in the top 8, but also to end up in a situation where you could get knocked out of the competition. Because all it takes is a couple of bad results and then you're on your arse, basically, in the league phase. But my predicted lineup would be Donnarumma in goal. I think it will be... I don't know. I've got a feeling John Stones is going to start out right back in this one. And it's going to be Gavardio and it's going to be Ruben Dias as centre-backs. And left-back will be Nico O'Reilly. Then it'll be Nico Gonzalez in the 6. And then I think Reinders will play, or Reinders, however you want to say his name. And then it'll be Foden. And then I think on the left it'll be Doku. And on the right it will be Oscar Bob, I reckon. I wouldn't be surprised if Cherky starts, though, because when he came on against Everton, from what I could see, because I watched it on Match of the Day, because my Fire Stick was all fucked up. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts, because that's he could make a difference, in my personal opinion. He could bring a bit more energy to our attack, because I think our attack in the wide areas has been a bit poor this season so far. And I think that's the only real attacking change that I could potentially see Pep doing. But I think because he's recently come back from injury, we don't want any injuries ahead of games like Liverpool at home, Villa away, and Bournemouth at home. So I think that's the lineup. My score prediction: I've got a feeling this game's going to be a draw. That's my gut instinct going into the game, that I think it's going to be a draw. I think it's going to be 1-1. But if I'm being positive, 2-1 to City. or potentially a 3-2 to City. It could be like one of those games where it's quite high scoring, but I think it's either going to be a draw or we nick it and it's going to be a narrow victory. I just hope we just don't lose the game, because if we lose the game, then we're in a bit of a badminton situation. Because then you basically have got to win all your remaining games and to get top 8. And then even then you've got to rely on other results around you to go in your favour. So, come on City. Big win needed and big performance needed. Get over the line. Up the Blues. City. Till we die.